Learning, mate, learning. Learning, boys. Thinking, pondering, wondering, you know. Always thinking, mate. You know, there was one thing I overlooked yesterday, and it was a pretty good point. And I've been dwelling on it, you know. Because, my thing is to teach, you know, in my own little stupid way. You know, my own embarrassments, my own fucking fuck-ups in life, my own fucking bullshit. Sorry for swearing. You know, and I share that with you so that you don't make the mistakes that I make. You know, you don't end up where I end up. You don't do what I do. I'm the guy that you laugh at. I'm the guy that you make fun of. I'm the guy that you fucking make videos about. I'm that guy. And you look at me, you point at me and go, I'll never be like him. You know, I'll never do what he does. I'll never talk that way. And, you know, I get into fucking strife about it. I end up in court about it, about shit that people create. You know? And you know what it's all based on, viewer? It's based on feelings. It's based on feelings. You know? They watch one of these meme videos. They watch one of these things about the Lord Dobby. Yeah, baby. Making the videos. Spreading the charm. Spreading the dobbiness. You know? But it's all based on the feelings, mate. I don't care, man. It just spreads the dobbiness. I laugh about this shit. I fucking sit in bed and laugh. You know, I've got a weird sense of humour, bros. I'm old. You know, I grew up in the days of, you know, calling people names was just fucking normal. You know, we didn't go past that. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you still got out of the school. You still went home. Everyone's, you know, arguing or whatever during the school day or whatever, you know, it's like a bunch of fucking children, right? But hey, I'm Lord Dobby, bro. I've been out in the forefront since I was 15. You know, I've been in front of fucking hundreds and hundreds of people, demonstrating, fucking talking. I am not afraid to open the fucking mouth, all right? To you, it is. It's to you, it's, oh, fuck, how dare he talks like this? How dare he says these things? Well, fucking, you haven't grown up like I have. You haven't had the experiences that I have. You haven't lived in the fucking world like I have. You haven't shagged women like I have. You haven't been to bars. You haven't been to parlours. You haven't done fucking shit. You ain't done nothing. You know, you haven't fucking chucked quaaludes, mate. You haven't done shit. You fucking suck it on a glass pipe. All right? It's not even in my world. I don't even understand any of that crap. But we're getting off the topic, all right? We're getting off the topic. You know, I've got a lot of topics. I've got a lot of things on my heart, you know, that I like to share, okay? You know, a lot of love to give to the world, to you, my fucking viewers, mate. And the thousands of people that watch me afterwards. Fuck you. Fuck you all, cunts. You don't even give me a fucking like. You don't even give me a fucking nothing to comment. You don't do shit for me and my fucking family. You don't do shit for my fucking family law court fucking thing. You want to sit there and fucking judge. You want to talk. You want to fucking run your fucking fat ass fucking mouths. And you think I give a fuck. There it is right there, brothers. There it is right there. You don't want to fucking support me. You don't want to fucking support the channel. That is what you fucking get from Lord Dobby. You get what you give. You get what you give. You can't even leave a like on my channel. There are thousands of people there. And you want to what? Make fun of me? You want to watch me? You want to fucking make a judgment of me? The Lord Dobby? Fuck all of you, man. That's the attitude I want you to have, boys. You understand this attitude? That's the attitude I want you to fucking have. Okay? That's the attitude that'll keep you alive. That's the attitude that gets you off the fucking street compared to where the other people are. That's the attitude that will put one and one together when you've got an opportunity to do it, and you do it. You don't sit there in your mama's basement playing PlayStation and then telling me, the Lord Dobby, what I should and shouldn't be doing and how I talk and I am done with your feelings. Your feelings I have to be concerned about. Fuck all of you off. Get out of my fucking chat. I don't give a fuck that you don't sit in here. Get out, leave. You're of no value to me and my crew, mate. No value to me and my world. You're like a fucking parasite. You know, you don't even leave a like on the channel. You don't even leave a like on my video. You don't leave a like on nothing, man. You don't leave me a sub. You got thousands of people viewing me, and none of you fucking people will chuck me a follow. But you'll chuck all these other channels a follow. Mate, it's time for me to have a bitch and a moan. You know? But hey, we'll get over it. Dobby. And we just battle on, boys. We battle on. We harden the up and battle on. Okay? All of my shit is on yellow. You know, I've got these little videos that are on the green. I'm sweet, okay? But most of it's on the yellow. So you do a lot of bitching and moaning and complaining, right? You're reporting me, right? So instead of helping my channel at all, you don't follow me, you just report me. It's like your little dog sitting my channel, man, just waiting for the chance to have a fucking report. And you wonder why I don't go on TikTok. I don't last 5 minutes. I can sit there and just literally say nothing, and you'll walk in and file a report, and I get banned. I get fucking banned. I didn't say a single word. Not a single word. I didn't say a word. Just fucking put a hoodie on, went online, and within minutes, I'm fucking banned, mate. Age restriction and sexual activity. I'm just sitting there. That is how precious we've become. That is how precious we've become, viewer, where you've got no backbone, no nothing. The only thing you've got is your little reporting, report. So you file and file and file. I've got to get him off the net. I don't like how he talks. I don't like what he says. How dare he say that? He's hurting my feelings. You're a grown-ass man. You're a grown-ass man. You just like, it's like I asked that guy the other day, you know, when he come in, you know, why? Why is it that when you come into the chat, don't think, because I know it's in, and I fucking banned him twice on TikTok, right? He keeps making new things to get on back on my TikTok, so that way if I ever go online, he can get me banned again. And I swear, man, I'm just sitting there. I don't say a single word. He's the only one, the only fucking person that come into the chat. I got one, and that's him. Bang. As soon as he comes in, bang. Straight away, filed, straight away. So I got sweet, applied, you know, because I didn't do anything wrong. I go back online again. He comes straight in again, bang, instantly. And I asked him why. You know, and I couldn't clog why. You're a grown-ass fucking man. Why would you care what the hell? And you've got to make it your every single time I'm in like. I banned fucking people around this guy. I thought he was okay. I'd say hello to him. I'd go and watch his videos, give him a like. You know what I mean? Like, and here you are betraying me behind my back. You're the one guy that is actually doing it. And I banned heaps of people on TikTok, man. I halved the channel. Viewer. I had nearly 7,000. I sat there for ages just fucking, you know, I think they're all trolls, mate. Fucking what's going on? All the children or whatever. I didn't understand how Tiki worked, mate. So I fucking removed half of them. And, you know, I left that guy there. And he's the one guy doing it, viewer. So it's all based on feelings, viewer. Feelings. That had me thinking. Like it did. It had me wondering. You remember yesterday we went into the smoke shop, right? Like if you go back and you watch it, you go back and you watch me, I'm not a bad person, mate. You know, I'm not an a-hole. You know, I'm not rude. I'm not nasty.
I put my $20 on the counter and said, hello, miss, can I have two tens? I think I said, please. And the nasty attitude that you get from that, was completely unneeded. It's all based on feelings, and for them it's stone cold. It's that stone cold, no happiness, no nothing, flat. You can't even bother to look at it. And you've seen how I was looking at the camera, and I didn't look at the lady at all. She's in her little nasty world viewer, that nasty stone cold negative nasty, and I don't even know this person. But because I look the way I do, old, craggy, whatever, the tooth, well, anything that I say is regarded as abuse. It's abuse. You're abusing me. You say good morning, miss, you're abusing me. Like, you just shake your head as a man because there's no logic in it. As a man, what are you even talking about? But for them, it's got nothing to do with logic. It's got nothing to do with anything that you're basing your world on, gentlemen. That's the point of what I'm trying to get across to you. That you're trying to argue, or not even argue. You're not trying to argue. As a man, you just try to keep it sweet. That's what you'll spend your entire time in a relationship doing, trying to keep this person sweet. Nice. So you know what I mean? You know how they switch, boys. They switch, man. And once they switch, it's hard to get them back onto the positive side. You've got to make up and make up and make up, and you've got to do things this way and do things that way to make them nice to you. That's what you have to do. That's just facts. You know why? Because of the power of the pea, mate. The power of the fucking naan bread, mate. They know that if you want the naan bread, you've got to do what they tell you to do. And you've got to act the way they tell you to do. You've got to agree the way they want. You've got to agree with all of their mentality stuff. And a lot of it, you can't tell me, gentlemen, if you've been in a relationship or you've been married, that you aren't in the middle of it and you just switch off. You just fucking switch off. They're in the middle of their whole fucking, right? You don't interrupt them because you're a gentleman. You don't interrupt them, right? They interrupt you. I don't know about you, but I can't even get 2 words out. Okay? The person will totally just cut me off. Totally cut me off. Has no interest in anything that I have to say. Within 2 words, it's cut off. Unless it's something that they want to get across, unless there's something that they want you to do, or there's something they want you to buy, or there's a bill due. You've got a bill due next week, viewer. But because this person's fucking on her power trip, it has to be done now. You know what I mean? You freak out as a man. Hang on a minute. I don't have to deal with this until next Tuesday, like Wednesday. So today's Monday. So I've got an entire week plus, right? In your logic brain, you're going, well, I'll deal with that on Monday, Like I don't have to go, like this person wants you to get up and go down and pay the bill. Now. Okay? And if you don't do it, there you go. That's what you're dealing with. So, gentlemen, today's thing is about feelings. Feelings, okay? Trying to keep someone else's feelings happy. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible. It's this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it is right here. There you go. That's fucking it right there, okay? There it is. You've got to have one of these sitting in your house, gentlemen. You just give them a little twig every now and again, just up there. And I've got my little men power here thing here. He's got his hand up in the air and he's in his little clasp, and he's got his man power fucking, he's got his man power shit happening, bro. Okay. We have a mod, which is the machine, because I don't have a mod. So half your shit's going to get removed or whatever. I don't know, man. It's a freaking bot. It's a bot, boys. It's a bot. No, you'll find you're all the same, Gary. We're all the same, brother. We're all the same. I'm the result of the ending of being fucking totally run through. Run through. I hope it doesn't happen to you. I hope you're sweet. I really do. You got a 20% chance. You got a 20% chance. You got an 80% chance that you're not. That's just facts. That's facts, boys. 80% chance of your. Yeah, that thing. As long as you've got a lovely wife like that, will actually sit there and listen to you, Mr. Coldwater. Where they actually, then that's a wife that loves you and wants to, sees, value in what you say. A lot of them out here, mate, are so strong and independent that you won't even get your opinion across, and they don't give a flying rat's ass anyway. They only want whatever they wanted, whatever they were talking to you beforehand is all they're really interested in. And whatever you come out with, it'll come back to what they are talking about. It won't have anything to do with you. You get phased out of the convo. It always reflects back to whatever they wanted initially. And that's the game they play. Okay? And most men don't know it, don't wake up to it. Okay? It's overlooked because we love our wives. For some reason, they're very combative, mate. Even when you love them and you're devoted to them, you're married to them, right? It's your girlfriend. Even your girlfriend, boys, you move your girlfriend in. You won't be devoted to your girlfriend, bro. Like, you fucking love your girlfriend enough to move her in, right? So, I mean, you're not out there trolling around. You're not out there rah-rah. It depends how the person treats you when you get home. Like, they're all nicey nice at the start, bro. They're all nicey nice at the start. But then you go to work, you come home, and they don't like the masks on the thing. They don't like that. Okay, they just don't like that. So you'll come home and they're gone. They've been put into a garbage bag and they're sitting in your fucking bedroom over there because they don't like it. Your stuff up here, they don't like that either. All of this is messy. All of this is no good. Okay, I don't like any of this. I don't like the carpet. The carpet's too dirty. I don't like the carpet. This is from the fucking garage, mate. As if I give a shit, right? But that's what you'll be hit with, brothers. This simple life that I lead, that to me is like a palace because, from where I came from, I'm doing well. As long as I can maintain it, right? I'm living way above where I was before, bro. So, and where I was, they were happy to put me. Remember that, viewer, that a woman is happy to put you there. She will not even blink. She will not even think about it. They will be sitting in there all nice and comfy, tippy-tapping to another man without any second thought about it at all. They're in dreamland. They think they're in, got a new bloke, multi-millionaire, lives in Queensland, fell for the whole thing, fell for it hook, line and sinker, was absolutely sold, okay? Until they had a webcam, until she actually seen the bloke, until she actually seen him. And then the mask came off. The mask came off, the fairy tale ended. But absolutely, we'll sit in the city, absolutely, without any problem and be very warm and comfy and won't even blink, gentlemen. And don't think that they won't. You need to remind yourself that you're dealing with a creature that is based on feelings, not logic. Not at all. Like, you've seen how I was at the shop. I was not rude in any way. You cannot tell me that I'm a rude person or I'm nasty or I treat women badly or I do not. I have daughters. Okay, that watch me. They watch me. Trust me, man. They call me. I have ex-wives that watch me. Okay, looking for anything that they can, have a complaint about. You know what I mean? They're not happy this. They're not happy that. Mate, they want me to delete my channel. They want me to totally delete it. Not even allowed to have videos on my Facebook, nothing. Totally delete everything. These people want you to have nothing, not even a picture of your own children, bro. You know, remember, viewer, the only thing that saves you, fellas, from the tree and a bit of rope is fucking some laws. I mean, if they could, mate, they just take you out the back. They just take you out the back, those meme channels, all those meme videos. Oh, mate, I'd be gone years ago, okay? All of it's real, all of it's real, all of it's real. People actually watch this stuff and think it's real. You know, I had a breakdown, boys. Come on, man. You know, my whole life fucking collapsed. And it collapsed, you know. We started out really good making masks and happy and rah-rah. And it all went to shit. And you know, I did not understand or know what the hell was going on, okay? I had to ask other men, you guys. I had to ask my chat, you know, and then I, you know, I come up with that stupid idea of arguing with people. You know, that was what the channel was supposed to be. The entertaining part about it was the arguing part about it. You know, me, you know, being, you know, an idiot, and the more that you argued with me, the more that I argued with you. Okay, it was just it was some, you know, I thought it was a good idea for a channel, but unfortunately you guys took it like really serious, like ultra serious. Your feelings got involved. My feelings didn't, you know, but the whole thing was live, man, you know, and I had to go through all that and ask people what the fuck was going on. Is this true? Is this... Is this really happening? Fuck. Ah, fuck, boys. It made me sick, I tell you. It's worn me down. It wears you down. That's what it's meant to do. This whole family law court stuff, this whole thing, you know, everything is meant to just wear you down. You know, you're like those guys at my work, you know. Like I said to him, you know, he said, I've got 3 kids, been in family court for 2.5 years, Charlie. I did all the courses. I've done exactly the ones you're talking about. He said, and, you know, it's like the court doesn't give a shit. It's like they just give it to you, so it gives you something to do, occupies your brain. And in the real world, it's Chad. He said, I ended up broke. I didn't see my children. He said, nothing changes, man. They don't give a shit about dads. He said, so what do you want me to do? I had to give up. He said, I couldn't mentally do it. Mentally. You know, I couldn't hold down a full-time job and my residence where I am and worry about family law court and going to court all the time, the taking of the time off the work. Mate, these people will tie you up in court for fucking years. And you've got to go to these meetings. You've got to go to all the meetings. You've got to go to all the psychiatric shit to get through it. And all of that is your time, your energy. It's your work day, because you've got to take the day off work, mate, and go in the city and talk to some specialist with a pronoun, okay? And you've got no chance. None. And it wears you down, boys. It's meant to wear you down. It's all based on feelings. Your logic and what you're thinking doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't even come into the things. The only way you can turn it or switch it is to base your things on feelings. Start bringing up your feelings on how you feel. That's the only way that you can combat it in any way. You cannot deal with it with logic. And why hasn't she? Why? You know, why doesn't the person just simply ask, why haven't you filled out the paperwork? Why haven't you downloaded this? Why haven't you done that? Why haven't you done that? He would have logically had time. He would have had the chance of contact. But because you haven't done any of that, now he's had, and I'm the one to blame. I'll be the one. They'll say that, you know, he's this. The family report, the people already did. They already made their statement, viewer. You know, never to see my daughter again. Okay? On their paperwork. That's a fucking joke. You know, you've already read that from their professionals, right? So they're just gearing it all up, bro. They're just gearing it all up, and all men will go through this. I don't want to hear no fucking bullshit, boys. All men, all of you will be dragged through the same shit because it's like a blueprint for these women. And these women don't understand that it's a blueprint for the lawyer. It's a blueprint for the system to suck all resources out of you as much as they can. That's what the whole ball game here is the resources part of it. Just completely annihilate you. If they know you've got 50 G's in the bank, trust me, you're not going to have it. It ain't going to be anywhere. It is going to family law court. It will go to the lawyers, the paperwork, the filing. If you've got 100 grand sitting in the bank, they'll make sure that it goes out to fucking get your 100 grand because your lawyers are going to cost you a fortune and they don't do fucking shit. Don't trust them as a man. Do not trust your fucking lawyers as a man in family law court because they're going to sell you out. They're not even going to say anything to you or for you at all. Okay? Nothing. I always stay on my path. I never, ever give up. Always stay on my path. I always, thank you for reminding me, Dave. Thank you. Because I also need to be reminded, Dave. I also need to be like, get it in my head, right? I know. I also need it, not just you. Because I give up. I fucking, mate. I don't see any light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see any rainbow. I don't see anything, Dave, but a fucking dark tunnel. And it doesn't matter what I've done. It doesn't matter. We've got a whole new bunch of this lady that's making demands. If he does this, and this, then I might agree to do the order. They can just completely fucking. You try doing that as a man. You try telling the court, you're not gonna they just fucking. You got no chance, buddy. None. And I really need to emphasise, men, if you're going through this family law court, the lawyer you're sitting at talking to, they ain't going to do shit for you in court. Nothing. You'll be lucky if they open your even once. They'll open it to agree to whatever the lady has said because the lady and her has made an agreement. They've made their own agreement in front of you, right? And then my lawyer goes, oh, that's a good idea, Judge, yep. Fuck, it doesn't say a single word about the last 3 years. This shit could have been done 3 fucking years ago, right? It says nothing. Nothing, because the idea of the game is to keep you in the game. It's to keep you in the game, boys. That's the whole idea. It's not to give you any result or your daughter any result or your children any result. It's not for you to get your thing with your kids. It's not for you to... They don't care about that. They don't. They don't care about, and when they say to you, it's in the children's best interests, and we're going to take our time, and it's in the, how is it that the child doesn't see their parent in the best interest? If the child has no contact, you're trying to tell me that the orders, no voice call, no phone call, no nothing. And then you're revert back to your name. They call you by your name. They don't call you by dad or mum. They call you by your name. Okay? So they've lost the thing in their head that that's my dad. You know that thing in your head, that's my dad? Yeah, that's Jack. That's Jack. You know what I mean? It's a big world apart, gentlemen. So I need to really drum it into you on what you're going to be dealing with when you want to go to the courts and you want to go to your lawyer and you've worked really hard and you've got a nice house. Yeah, buddy, they know what they know. Okay, you got 30 grand in the bank, you got a house. Well, we know we're going to get 50 out of him. Okay, so, he's going to have to sell the house. He's going to have to get a loan from the house to do it. Mate, there's people out there taking loans out to go to family law court. All right, trying to fight for their kids. And in reality, You know, I don't see how that's gonna work for you. I don't know many men, mate, that get their kids. I know a lot of men that don't see their children. And I know a lot of men that just placate to the woman just to keep it all together. They keep their mouth fucking closed. You know, where I worked, that steel factory, uh, everyone comes in to have dinner. You know, everyone comes in to have dinner. The whole lunchroom's full of men. You know, boys, you can always tell who's the single man and who is married. You want to know how? Because the married men don't have anything to eat. The married men are eating cup of noodles. You know, the married men are eating fruit. The married men are eating candy bars. You know, the single men, yeah, I've got an entire chicken. I've got an entire chicken salad because I'm hungry. It's dinner time. You know, I've got all the other Indian guys, the Pakistani guys, whatever the fuck, wherever they come from, they've all got their Indians and shit rice, you know, all the fucking meat and the rice and the different foods that they all enjoy. Okay? Because they're single. But these married men, I end up sharing my meal with them. I end up sharing the chicken with them. Just grabbed the bread, just grabbed half the chicken and gave them the chicken. You know, they grab a couple of hamburgers on the way home. I said, what? Because these are big men. These are big Maori men. You know, like they've just done an 8-hour shift. You know, I said, are you hungry? He said, yeah, we're going to stop by McDonald's. You're going to stop by McDonald's because the wife doesn't even fucking cook them a meal for when they get home. They don't give a fuck. You're just a resource to them. And the minute you don't, that's it. They don't fucking, they'll go on the government, mate, and they'll just replace you. And it's all based on feelings, gentlemen. Remember when you're dealing with these women, okay? It's the same as that lady yesterday. It's all based on her feelings of what, 2 weeks ago? Like apparently you've said, you know, that she took it the wrong way when you just said, look, take your time. I was trying to chat her up. I thought it was a good opener. Like, it's not generally a bad opener, right? A little bit of riz, bro. A little bit of riz, right? You know, and I'm just trying to chat the Sheila up, bro. Take your time. She looked a bit fussed behind the counter because I'm a handsome bloke. I'm a handsome bloke, to you. Like, you know. No, I'm just saying, I'm mucking around. But just the attitude of the woman. Go back and watch it. You know, I didn't put her on film in any way. What the fuck do I want to film her for? She thinks she's a movie star, mate. And I'm like, seriously. And she was now barred me from filming in the shop, you know. And that's the other point that I wanted to make across to you. That even on the way out of the door, she's got to have the power. I don't even know this chick. It's not like I'm banging her. It's not like it's my girlfriend or whatever, right? But they want to have power in your life. You see, they got to try and get one over you. And did you see my answer to it? Lady, I don't even listen to you. I don't even listen to you. I don't even look at you or listen to you. And walked out. Because it's the truth. I don't. I looked at the phone the whole time. I said, it's Mrs. Happy. That's what I said. It's Mrs. Happy, mate. How are you? I get to the phone. Fucking hell. Mate, I'm just telling you, you know, just be careful, boys. And stop watching my videos, you fucking nongs, mate, if you can't even leave me a like. Like, I've got all these views and shit, man, and what, you don't even like my video or whatever. What are you watching me for? You don't even watch an ad. You don't even watch anything, mate. You don't do shit. You don't do shit for me. But they'll complain. They'll complain and tell me that my tone isn't good or how I spoke isn't good or what I said isn't good, or they're happy to pass a judgment on me. They're happy to take it to court and try and have me, you know, fucking kiboshed. Like, what's the go, man? Like, they want to get me kiboshed, mate. You know, they want me to remove my channel, close down my channel. And apparently I need more anger management. They tell me I need anger management courses now. Fuck, who are these people, man? Who are these fucking people? I'm starting to laugh. Like they don't care that my daughter hasn't seen me. They don't care at all. They're just looking for anything that they can get a power over you. You know, a demand out of you. What they want from you. At the same time, they don't give anything, mate. Not a single damn thing. But they want to come in and make more demands in your life. So they want me to remove my channel. They want me to never go live streaming. And I've got to do, like, they want me to go and do more anger management courses. And then they want me to go and, like, do all these, like, another different, like, and I just laughed at it, mate. This is ridiculous. Like, I'm getting sick of all of these, but hey, I'll go through whatever I need to go through. But I'm sick of placating to the person. Totally sick of it. You don't obey anything, but yet you want me to placate to you, and you want me, you've got demands on me now? You've got demands on me, right? And, mate, I just simply ask the question, when do I see my daughter? When do I see my daughter? Okay, you carrot that you damn, yeah, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So you have no gambling power, because I know you won't fucking do it. I know that the whole object of the game is to not see your daughter. That's the whole ball game, and try and get full custody. full, it's pretty full on, gentlemen. You're going to be facing the wall. Okay, you're going to be facing the wall, and don't forget, it's your fault. Everything is going to be your fault, gentlemen. I want you to walk in there, wherever your lawyer is, or wherever the family law court. I want you to walk in there knowing already that it's your fault. Whatever it is your fault. Okay? So when they're bagging you, when they're telling you you're this and you're that, and all, they'll bring up whatever they can in videos and accusations and whatever they want. Don't sit there sucking it all in and getting yourself down on it. Don't believe their storyline. Don't fall into it. Because if you do, that's it. They got you. Because you'll give up. The idea is for you to give up. How many times do other men tell you, why don't you just walk away, and then when they're 18, they'll come and find you? Fucking mate. That's the last time you talk to that person, boys. You understand me? If you're a dad. Yeah, you don't back up for another conversation with a person telling you that. All right? Because that's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. They want you to give up. They want you to get disheartened. They've offered me more psychiatric courses, viewer. They want me to go and... Well, I'm sorry, man. I fucking laughed. I really did. You got to fucking laugh, viewer. You got to laugh and laugh and laugh, I tell you. Listen, man, they already subpoenaed my last doctor's fucking shit. Yeah, they tell you to go and talk to them, right? They tell you to go and, you need psychiatric thing, and you need to go and talk to somebody, and you're right. And even I've advised that, right? All the way along, right up until last month, when I found out that they actually subpoena your doctors, whoever you're talking to. Yeah, they subpoena the records, bro, and they go through it. And they anything written down by that doctor is going to be used against you. None of it that's any good will never be mentioned. Only anything where it says you're bad, whatever the doctor has recommended for you to do, along your treatment path. Mate, they can take the records, man. They subpoena your records. As a man, what do you want me to tell you? You're absolutely screwed. Because they're just looking for any avenue, anything they can. You'll be in court for the next 10 years, mate. Okay? You'll be in court for the next 10 years. And they'll drag me out until they've just given up, and they'll tell you they can't do it anymore, rah. You know what I mean? That's how it plays. The only thing that's helped me so far is the other person has ignored absolutely fucking everything and has actually taken money off the same legal aid, and they're not happy about that because you denied the court, rah. You know how they are, man. So they've lost their legal aid, but they don't need it, bro. They've got a whole bunch of those old nanny mingling, that walk around the court on the day. Yeah, they just get 3 or 4 of those in, mate. Those old biddies. The old biddies do everything, bro. They fill out the paperwork. They throw in allegations. They tell her what to say. Like these biddies, man, they know the system, mate. They know how to tie you up. And they have no interest in you. You're a man. None. No interest in you at all. And don't talk to them as a man. Don't talk to them. Because the minute that your ex comes to court, yeah, they're going to jump sides real quick, bro. They're going to jump sides real quick. And anything that you've said to that woman now becomes her information. Anything you've discussed, anything you've talked about, your point of view to that lady in the court, the old biddies, yeah, mate, you're doomed, mate. Don't talk to them. The minute your ex comes, mate, they'll drop you. They'll just walk away from you. And once they know what's going on, all men are guilty. All men. All men. That's why I'm not shy on my all women, because the women are really glad and happy to say all men. Okay? When you go to these places and you have to deal with these courthouses, mate, yeah, it's all men. It's not. So be on guard for your feelings. You know, be on guard. You know, the way these women act and the way they are and the way that they treat you afterwards. I mean, for a man, me, I don't even want to walk back into the shop. I mean, I only went in there to get the $20 right out of the machine because I thought it just annoys her to look at me. I don't know, she just doesn't like to look at me. And you get that stoned, nasty, blank, expressionless, ignoring woman. Okay, and I was married to, I know this woman. I know this woman backwards and forwards, mate. And I'm not, so I read that and I put my head down and just read my phone, because I didn't even look at the person, bro. Watch me. I wasn't rude. I'm not nasty. I don't give any bad things or look at the person nasty or anything. But when I look up, I've got to look at that person who's looking at me that way, who's treating me that way. And that's how they are. That's how they are in reality. That is what you're going to be dealing with. You know the nice lady that you're going to bump into when you go in there and she says, oh, hello, how are you, and all of that? In reality, that's the woman you're going to be with. That, not the nice, that. As soon as you've said anything, done anything that they don't like, bang. That's the reality, boys. You've got that fantasy nice, but in reality, as soon as you say one thing wrong, boys, you're going to cop that same fucking attitude. That a man, I didn't deserve, mate. You can't tell me that I fucking deserve that. You can't. We weren't rude. You know, I'm not filming anything. That's not our first business we've walked into. You know, anyway, I want you to think about it. I want you to remember it. I want you just to dwell on it, to understand that there are two sides to them, bro. There are two sides. And as soon as those feelings come into it, apparently I've hurt her feelings, right? Here we are 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later. And I don't even want to buy a packet of cigarettes. I don't even buy a packet of smokes off her now. I now don't even want to use the machine. So it's cost her money. Her fucking rudeness and her nastiness has cost her money. I used to buy 2 or 3 packs of cigarettes, or 2 packs of cigarettes a week there, mate, and use the machine to get the money out to buy the cigarettes. So no, a complete loss for that shop, all based on a woman's feelings. And you can't tell me that I was rude. I just walk up, hello miss, put the money down. You can go and watch it yourself. You can't tell me that I am rude. You can't. And don't think that Lord Dobby is rude when he's married and all. No, are you fucking kidding me? That was my queen. You know, that's all that mattered to me. And, you know, little Echo was fucking it for me. You know, I don't argue with anybody. You know, I would get cut and hurt because I'm in the spare room and there's, you know, it's just a fucking blank wall. Yeah, I'd get cut and cut and cut about it. You know, it slowly tore me apart because there's nothing I can do. I can't even hold hands with this person. I'm trying to just hold her hand. Doesn't want to fucking even hold my hand. Walks. This is what they do. Feelings, mate. Feelings. Everything's. You know, they don't leave a comment. They don't leave a like on my channel. Thousands of views, right? They don't leave a like. They don't leave a comment because you've said something against their feelings. Feelings. The same as that Craig guy. Has to get me banned every time I go on live on TikTok. Report. Every single live. You don't even get to say a word. As soon as he comes on, goes into your chat, reports you straight away. Straight away. So I don't understand the mentality. It's all based on feelings. That's what I came down to. I must have said something, done something, whatever, that hurt the guy's feelings. You know? Feelings. There's no logic in it. Because there's no age restriction in the channel. It's over 18. And there's no content of that kind. Because it's just me sitting there. There's no, like, what's sexual about that? You know? But anything to get you banned, bro. So, you know, like the camera like Spidey on the ground. And they get you for dangerous activities. Dangerous activities. Because you're walking on the street. Dangerous activities. Anyway, what the guy didn't realise is that there was 2 people in the chat. And I actually asked my agency. Because the agency's asking me, why don't you go online? Rah, rah. So I explained to them what's been going on and get banned, rah, rah, rah. So the other person that was in the chat, there was 2 people in the chat, was my agency. So as soon as he banned me, they've looked it up. And it's they call it like a repetitive reporting. What are they? Malicious reporting. Malicious reporting. Because it's the same person. Malicious reporting. Because of the agency, mate. I still haven't been online. What's the point, brother? What's the point? Logic. Logic, you dumb cunt. Logic. That's what. If you're a woman, you're based on feelings. If you're a man, you're based on logic and freaking information, reality. You're not based on feelings, mate. Okay? A woman answers with feelings. That's the fucking lesson of the whole stream, you dick. That's what I've been explaining the last hour. Fucking hell, bro. What did you just walk in the room? You just fucking get yourself a coffee and fucking just throw your 2 cents into it. Fucking hell, mate. It is my truth. It is whatever I want it to be, brother. I'm the fucking man and it's my world and my channel. It is the truth. That is my truth. That's mine. It doesn't have to be anybody else's truth, mate. It's my feelings. They're allowed to rely on feelings, right? Yeah, so am I. So am I. That's how I feel. That's how I felt. That's how I thought. Yeah, they're not the only ones that have feelings, mate. They're not the only ones that have feelings, mate. Men have feelings, mate. So if they want to play feelings, that's how I felt. That's how you want to play it, bro. Yeah, you're Mr. Feelings, right? Yeah, well, that's how I felt. So in your world, mate, I'm allowed to feel that way. You have no argument for that now. Anyway, mate, I'm going to get out and get some fresh air. Try and chuck down a fucking couple of lessons. Most of my stuff is, what do you call it, freaking yellow, and a couple of them are red. Don't watch an ad. Yeah, don't. God forbid that you do anything for my channel, viewer. Make sure that you don't like the video. Make sure that you don't leave any kind of comment at all. And make sure that you don't watch a single ad. In fact, just come in and, talk shit. That's it. Don't do nothing for me and my family law court, mate. I don't know what to do about my situation. I've got another thing going on and I don't know what to freaking do about it.
it all evolves around the same thing, boys. The idea is to keep you, keep your mind occupied, keep you stressed, keep you worried. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to end up. And that's the whole idea of a bro, is you give up. You know, I met men that just give up. I'm sorry, Chad. I couldn't do everything, mate. I was going mentally insane. And now my children don't want to talk to me. They don't, you know, the same kind of thing that I'm going through, basically. And he said, so I'm just going to wait for them to get older. He said, I'm just going to wait for them to get older and, you know, they'll contact me, rah, rah. And that's the dream that he's living on, like a lot of other men, like I was with my two younger children. Because mine, they left, man. I didn't even know where they lived. I had no idea of their phone number. Every time I turn around, I'm getting charged or accused of AVOs and DV and all this, like, you know, just ridiculous stuff. And the guy steps forward and says, oh no, you're not their dad now, I'm their dad. You know, these men actually will look at their father and tell them, oh no, I'm their dad now. Like, what the fuck? Like, this is what will happen to you, boys. This is what the women will do, okay? They have no second thought about it. They don't even dwell on it. They don't even, for some reason, they've legitimized it in their brain that it's acceptable. So they'll get rid of the real father, and even they'll go as far as moving away. They will move. They'll move, mate. And you've got to go back to court, and then the court will just say, why did you do this? Rah, rah. And there's nothing. So, guys, don't ever give up. I know, I say it, all right? Boys, there's a lot of times I've right? There's a lot of times I've given up, okay? But not given up. Just, you know, when, you know, a small, you know, when does my child and me matter? When does our relationship matter? When does what we had matter? You know, like just once. When does it matter? You know, everything else matters. And that's what you have to deal with every day, is feelings. You have to deal with other people's feelings. I have to deal with it all the time. People watch me, and it's all based on their feelings, what they feel. You know, I said this or I said that. Gentlemen, don't deal with other people's feelings. You can never win. You know, I've really learnt that in my life as I've gone along. Trying to keep other people's feelings and trying to keep them happy. When in reality, those same people will drop a dime on you. They're the first ones to give you up. They're the first ones to make a phone call. You know, they're the first ones to fucking put you in, brother. The rest of it, bro, I was just thinking about the whole thing, you know, how the person reacted, what the person was like. And that's a lesson in itself, mate. If you go back and you just reflect on how that person, that female, that all these women viewers that watch me, you ladies, you go and watch that and you tell me how we were wrong as men. What did I do wrong in that exchange that would make that person be that way? You know? Because that is what we have to deal with all the time. Like, all the time. Like, even here, like I'm walking here, I'll show you. Okay, I'm walking alone, okay? I don't express myself with, you know, I'm on my own. So I'm allowed to say whatever I want or, you know, express myself. But even here, you know, the person all the way down the bottom there will come past and they're like, they've got their guard on for some reason because you're a man. You know, and I dress rough. I do this like as a costume, really. You know, the tracky pants and the jacket and all that, it's like a costume. Because there's no point in me putting fancy clothes on and shoes on and walking for fucking 2 hours. You're not the one that's doing the walking, I am. Okay? I am. I'm the one that's doing the walking and the talking. You're the one sitting there making fun of me. That's the, you know. But always stay on your path, gentlemen. Because you're going to be dealing with a lot of feelings. Especially when it comes to a woman. To keep the... But women are glorious. You know, Like I say my stuff. But I'm telling you, gentlemen, women are fucking glorious. If you can get a woman that loves you and treats you nicely, it's the best thing in your entire fucking world. It's the nicest thing in your entire world. There is nothing better than having a woman that you find attractive and you love, and she's looking at you smiling, and she comes up and she just grabs you and hugs you. There is nothing that'll peak that for you. There's nothing. The woman, if she's kind and she's a good mum and you love her and she loves you, there is nothing better in this entire fucking planet than that. That is what you are put on the earth to do. Okay? To bond and fucking grow together. But nowadays, I wouldn't bother, mate. I wouldn't fucking bother. Leave them with their cats and their dogs. Leave them with their masculinity. Leave them with where they are. Let them tell each other how great they are. They all get together. They all go for little walkies and stuff like these two Sheilas walking up here. Like the same kind of thing, mate. Let them bond together. They're going to all bond together, mate. There's going to be plenty of them, bro. By the year 2030, I think it's like 50% or some bullshit is going to be single rah-rah. It's full on. Hey, I watched this here this morning. This fucking goose, right? I swear to God, viewer, mate. You guys, what is it with you? You will follow fucking turkeys, but you won't follow a guy that talks straight to you. I watched this motivator today, right? He's got like fucking 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he's sitting there. I swear to God, and he's a multi-millionaire, and he's got all this, he's got all that, right? And he's sitting there telling people how he fought 30 men at once and he defeated everybody and he's a karate champion and he's this and he's that. I have never heard so much bullshit being spilled out. But you guys swallow all of that. You guys swallow it all, bro. You don't follow me, but you'll follow that. And the guy's a raving freaking druggie, they're a raving, what do they call those things that make people go big? The hormones or whatever they take. The roids they call them, steroids they call them. But it's the same as these old biddies walking up here now, mate. Exactly the same. You see, the difference is, gentlemen, that we end up happy. At my age and that, if you had your paper and you just concentrated on your thing, you didn't marry them, you didn't get a government contract. That's the thing I've been thinking about. 1 minute. That's the thing that fucks it up is I'll view these. Look at these guys. Come on. Didn't get me thingy. Where is it? Here we go.
Boys, they like a photo.
Isn't they? Hey, look at that. Isn't he beautiful? Hey? Oh, God. Yeah, I'll film the dogs. Mate, fuck the women. I'll fucking not even look at them, mate. Don't even fucking look at them. Anyway, man, what was I saying? The government contract. That's what fucks men up. The government contract. The government contract, bro. Once they've got that government contract in place, they've got you. Okay, the government comes in and just takes care of them, mate. You're out, she's in. So it would be better if you didn't have a government contract. In today's day and age, it'll save you 50%. Then you move her in and she's your girlfriend, she lives with you, it's only going to cost you a payment. It is going to cost you. In Australia, it's going to cost you anyway. If she lives with you for more than 6 months, it's going to cost you money. You're going to have to pay her out, even if she's your girlfriend. And that's already a case in law here in Victoria. We've already had a case go to court, and the kid had to pay out 60 grand. He had to get a second mortgage and pay her out. So it's already happened here in Australia. Okay? So make sure you're on the guard because they're feelings. Gentlemen, it's based on feelings, right? So their whole mannerism is based on feelings. Remember that. Put that into your sleeve, put it into your fucking jacket, and remember that when you are dealing with these women, it's all based on feelings. I've got to keep drumming it into you. So their reactions, their mannerisms, how they talk to you, everything will be based on their feelings. And that shit can change every 5 minutes. Feelings are not, you can't make a deal with feelings. You can't make an arrangement with feelings. You can't say to them, let's do this, let's do that, because it'll change 10 minutes later. Okay, it's feelings that matter. So when you're in court, base it all on feelings. Base it all on feelings, brother. I retorted back, well, I feel like the other side hasn't been doing this, and I feel like my time has been ruined and my relationship has been ruined. I feel that this has been an entire rah-rah. I feel there's a lot of feelings in the answer. Gentlemen, there's a lot of feelings going on here. I'm feeling the love. Gentlemen, that is how you answer this shit. You answer feelings with feelings. The feelings with, I want to see my daughter, or my daughter hasn't seen me. No, it's I feel that this has been a thing in order for me not to see my daughter. I feel, that's the answer, gentlemen. Because that's the truth. It's the only language they understand. It really is. You've got to base it all on feelings. I've got to come up with this whole bunch of, and I tell you, gentlemen, time clicks. Okay, you've got your 7 months, okay? Yeah, that was a couple of months ago now. Gentlemen. Every single day matters, gentlemen. Every single week, every single month. The click, 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 mate, of the time machine fucking clicks, brother. And you get 1 day closer, bro. You get 1 day closer to finally maybe, your daughter might have some chance of seeing you or having daughter feels, I feel my daughter deserves a relationship with me. I feel my daughter has missed out on all of this time in this period. I feel that me and my daughter have been robbed, of our chance, rah, rah, rah. Because it's the truth, Saying to them in any other way is not going to make sense to them. They don't understand it. There's no good saying to them, well, why hasn't she done this and why hasn't she done that? There's no point to any of that. It is not going to do anything. You're going to waste your time, the judge's time, the court's time. And they're going to look at you and go, look, nothing of that applies. Nothing of what you just said was going to do anything. Okay? You've got to do it all on feelings. I feel this, I feel that. My time has been taken from me. My whole chance of me being a father. I feel that, the court has not helped me in any way. I feel that I've been totally let down by the system. I feel that this has happened to me, And it doesn't end for me, viewer. It doesn't end, mate. We file paperwork, bro. Even after your October, whatever, rah. That's not going to be the end of it. That's not the end of it, bro. Their feelings will matter. Their feelings have been hurt. Their feelings, brother. Remember feelings, gentlemen. That's this whole, my walkabout today. This whole thing is going to be based on feelings. We're going to move on in a minute. Because I don't like dealing with this fucking women fucking feelings. I'm done with dealing with it. The same as I did in the smoke shop, Lady, I don't want to hear you. I don't look at you. Nothing you say to me matters. That's it. Walk away. Okay, you don't even have to say what I say. Okay, you just walk away. But you don't. But these bitches, they like to have the last minute, the last word, right? They've got to put it on you, right? That's how they work, bro. They've got to have the last fucking nastiness, and you haven't even said anything to. Mate, this person was stone cold. Stone cold. That same nasty look that you were married to, that same negative, neutral nastiness. And you, for what? For what? What did you do wrong in order to deserve that? Nothing. Nothing, mate, nothing. It's because you look ugly. You look old, you look ugly. I don't like the way you looked at me. I don't like you. Whatever you say is called abuse. Serious. Let me brighten this thing up a little bit here. Okay, let me brighten this shit up. That's better. I'm looking a little bit dark, Mate, you survive, brother. You save money, you don't go for a haircut, saves you $60. You know, I needed to go get the dentist. You know, I make a phone call, I'm on the Seno, and it's cost me $3.50 a tooth. $3.50 a tooth, viewer. You know, so I spent the 2 days just ripping them things out of my face, mate. Just rip them straight out, bro. Just wiggle the thing out of them, get a towel, and just yank it straight out, okay? That's $700 on the counter there saved, mate. And I'm on Seno. And I asked my other mate, and he said it could be up to $500 a tooth if you're not on Centrelink. Up to just to pull it out, up to $500 a tooth. So we're looking at $700 saving right there. You know, you got your haircuts. I've had to cut all of that out. I don't go out anywhere. I don't do anything. I don't gamble. I don't have DRUGSs. I don't drink any alcohol. You know, like I live a pretty frugal. Is that the word for it? Frugal. But we mainly spend our money just on food. Just on food, mate. But I'm not buying anything from Coles. I fucking hate the joint. I really do. It's just such a rip-off now, man. Everything has skyrocketed over here. Our grocery prices, our petrol, it has just jumped again. It's just jumped again. And you look at all the products on the counter and they've all been reduced. The containers have been reduced. The content has been reduced. So you're getting less for more money. And it's just a total fucking rip-off. You know, I walk with you now. I do my 2 hours with you. And I'm going to walk down to the supermarket and buy chocolate milk. You know, that's fucking it. You know, I mean, even a block of chocolate here in Australia is $8, mate. It has doubled. The cost of a block of chocolate has doubled, bro. Fucking, a chocolate bar is nearly $4, mate, just for a chocolate bar. Just for a chocolate bar here. So I don't even buy chocolate anymore. Fuck, boys. I don't even buy chocolate. You know, I'm getting hit up with this... with a you know, I've had to go and talk to someone and do reports. Now, you know, I have to. Now they're sending, you know, can you believe it? And you know, my poor little one has to go through this now, so I have to pay for all of that. So it's another way of just, you know, getting any kind of resources that you can save, or, you know, they want you to get a job and you'd be able to pay for it then. And, you know, this is what they're telling me, mate. You know, like you'll be able to do that if you just go and get a job, and, you know, you'll be able to pay for that. But if you do that, you'll lose your legal aid. Oh, no, you should be okay. This is what they tell you, right? They've got no idea at all, mate. None. They just need you off it, mate. They need you off it, right? And I'm trying to say, look, you know, it's done by the computer. The computer's happy, so I'm happy. And the lady said, yes, I just want you to put that little bit of an extra effort in this time round, Charles. I'll need you to write it all down for me, whatever you do and wherever you go. And I said, well, I can't really go anywhere, miss. And I got out the piece of paper and I said, this is what I get every second week. This is my rent. So it leaves me with this amount. If I take $30 out for electricity and $20 out for gas, this is what it leaves me. And that's for last me for 2 weeks. So I haven't bought food yet. I haven't bought anything to drink or anything like that. I said, once I've done that, I can't leave the house. It's just not logical. How can I possibly leave the house and funds are fucking $24 or something in your account, mate? It's not like they pay you a lot, right? But you have to live this way in order to get your fucking aid. In order for you to walk in with a lawyer, mate, you can't walk in family law court like she does. Honestly, she's protected, you're not. Okay? I mean, honestly, they don't need a lawyer. You do. As a man, you do, mate. You are automatically guilty of everything. So you need a lawyer to stand up for you and don't say a fucking word, and the lawyer will tell you to sit down and shut up and don't say anything. That's what he'll tell you to do. And anything, even your gesture on your face can get you of contempt of court. If that judge can see anything at all, you're going to get nicked up. Okay, they're looking for anything. That's what I'm trying to get across to you, boys. In these family law courts, that is how it works. So a man has to have a lawyer. He has to have one to walk into court. If you don't, you're automatically done. You're automatically done. I don't even think the judge will proceed, mate, because you haven't got a lawyer. You haven't got a lawyer. She doesn't need one. The woman does not need a lawyer. Honestly, this is straight from the heart. they don't need a lawyer. They will be protected by the actual system itself, and they'll be protected by the ladies walking around the court, and they'll get all the free legal advice they need on the morning. They don't need to have any meetings. There is nothing for them to agree to. You're the one that has to agree to everything. You're the one with the letter of demand. You're the one that's going to have to answer to her all the time. Every time you go to court, you'll have to answer to her. She has 100 fucking things to accuse you of, and that is the whole ball game, boys, because you don't walk in there with accusations. You don't, man. You just walk in there hoping you're going to see your kids, right? You're going to have an arrangement. You're going to see your children. In your mind, you're not a bad person. You haven't done anything. You know, you're trying. I mean, me, I haven't done anything, mate. I obey the law. You know, like, I don't do anything wrong. I don't have any history at all, mate. You know, for fucking 30 years. I don't have any orders. I have no. I don't care what anyone says, man. I'm telling you, I don't have anything. I'm a good guy. You know, I try and have this one-bedroom apartment, so if I do have my daughter, I have somewhere safe to take her. You know, like, she's safe, right? It's just me and her. You know, if I live with somebody, you'd have no chance, mate. No chance at all of ever seeing your daughter, because you live with people. But I do this expense just on the chance that I will have my daughter and I will have my say in court, where I can say I have my own little place, you know, my own little place. And that really matters to the court, you know. It matters more that you got a job, rah-rah, but there's no way you wouldn't be able to pay for it all. Trust me, gentlemen, you'll spend your entire time working and saving your money, and in October, it is all gone. You will need to pay for your lawyers, your courts, your paperwork, and they will absolutely sting you. It's $1,480 just for the 2 days in October. That's to hire the court. So the judge. It's to hire, for her to sit over and reside over it, bro. And that's $1,480, mate, just for that. Okay? It's a nice sting, bro. Like, you'll be working for that whole time, the 2 months or 3 months that I've got left, just to save up for your lawyers, your paperwork, and your court time. And then you'll be broke. You'll walk out of court completely broke. You'll have paid for everything. You'll have a whole bunch of new demands, you know, because this person, mate, they have demands coming out of left, right, and centre. And they've always had demands. And as soon as you've met those demands, there'll be a whole bunch of new demands. And the whole time you have not seen your daughter, you have not seen your children, but that's the name of the ball game. That's the that's the nature of the beast. That's what you're dealing with. And I want you to wake up to it, gentlemen. I want you to realise that when you go through this, that it's a pattern, a game that has been played for the last 30 years, 25 years in the family law court. It is the same game that is going to be played on 1,000 other men that are after you. You know what I mean? There are thousands of me. Thousands, mate. Thousands. And they grow every year. You know, they're like, everything, when it's based on what I've said to you, this stream is about, feelings, you know, I feel endangered. I feel abused. I feel like he might do this. I feel like he might do that. You know, I feel like when he said that, he meant this. You see how this is so fluid? You see how it's so fluid that it could be whatever the person wants it to fucking be. Okay, and the thing is that there's no factual thing about it. Like, you're not abusive to the person. You know, you didn't mean it abusive if it came across your voice tone or whatever, because their feelings are based on tone. How can you deal with tone, mate? You're just a fucking bloke, mate. You're just a normal bloke, bro, who's an ex-spruiker. I'm an ex-spruiker, you know, so in the market, you know what I mean, at the fruit stall and stuff like that. So it's all based on tone. So it's it's the tone of my voice now. So it's not what I said, but it's the tone of my voice when I said it. Are you fucking kidding me? Get over yourself, you self-entitled fucking person. Like, you know, now they'll govern how you talk. They'll govern how you talk. They'll govern your tone of how you talk. Like, they want control, boys. Control. That's what it's fucking about. Okay? You know, like, I've got to make demands, mate. Close my channel down. What the fuck? I know that you would like that. I know there's a lot of people watching me that'd love that. You would love that. But then who are you going to have a bitch and a moan about? Who are you going to complain about if you get rid of me? Who are you going to complain about? You know? You'll go and find someone else to complain about, bro. Because that's what you do. That's the nature of your beast. You know? I can honestly look you in the face and say, I've never reported anybody on TikTok, YouTube, or fuck anywhere else. I don't care what they've said. I don't care about their channels. I don't care about whatever. But you do. You can't look me in the face and go, I've never reported anybody. Okay? You know, not with a straight face. Because if you go into your little TikTok account, look how many people you've reported. Look how often you've reported them. So no, a lot of these men now, mate, they're all based on feelings, brother. You know, you've offended this, you've offended that. So anyway, this is going to be my second half of my stream. You know, I'm just walking along, you know, minding my own business, talking shit on the street. I'm not in front of anybody. Nobody's getting embarrassed or talking. So I don't want to hear it. I really, really don't. There's not many like us left, mate. There I am. Hey, handsome fella that I am. You know? Yeah, mate, I don't care. Dilly gaff, mate, dilly gaff, okay? Dilly gaff, mate, dilly gaff. We've got until October, bros. We've got until October. We're doing all right. I don't know what I'm going, mate. I just get a chocolate milk, bro. Hey, you know what I did try the other day, mate? Is those chicken fucking... Sorry for swearing, those chicken... What do they call them? Chicken nugget? No, not them. The chicken wings. They are the most horrible thing I've ever eaten in my life. Don't ever waste your money on them. Don't ever go in there and buy them. McDonald's is just like the shithole of the world, mate, for food. Maybe the chips are okay, but still shithole, mate. I ate those wings, man. I had no choice. Then, dude, they wanted $16 for 3 of them with chips and a drink, and I just refused that. So they wanted $7 for the 3 wings on their own, $7. So I bought the 3 wings to try them, and the only thing good about it was the sauce. I really like that hot sauce that they had there. I don't know what it is, but I've never tasted it before. That was really nice. But yeah, I'll get a packet of wings, mate. We'll get a packet of wings, and we'll get some cooking oil. I'll see if anything's on sale with cooking oil. I need cooking oil, okay? And I'll get a packet of wings, and I can make 10 times better than that, bro. I really, really can. Honestly, that was just the pissest, poorest thing I've ever eaten in my life. So, you know, I've got flour at home. I've got spices at home, mate. We can make our own chicken wings, okay? So I'm thinking that's what I'll make. I've got to fucking just budget, bro. Budget, mate. You got to live within your means, brothers. You know, you got to live within your means, mate. Okay? There's no good. There's no good living that same life that you had before, and you know you haven't got the funds that you had before that you were bringing in before. So you've got to change your life, man. You got to change your function, change your mindset, and it doesn't matter what's going on around you or what people think about you around you, even your own fucking family, mate. It doesn't matter. They're not living your life, bro. They're not living in your boots. They're not fucking doing the shit that you have to put up with. Okay, so don't worry about any of it. You just do what you have to do. Okay, bro? Simple as that. And don't worry about these women, mate. Honestly, boys, I'm seeing way too many men thirsty. Like, you are thirsty out there, bro. Like fucking, like you men, your attitude with women, you're so thirsty. Just dying for it, right? Like, get the hell out of here, bro. Like, I find that so weird, man. I really do. Look, man, we're almost at the supermarket. They've got the technology in here to block out the stream. So every time you walk in there, your screen just goes to shit. Because they don't want you to record any of the products and the prices, right? So they kibosh the stream, mate. So if the stream goes all messed up, it's because I'm still in the Woolworths here. But I'll be in and out as quick as I can. I need cooking oil. I need chicken wings, or maybe some chicken legs would be better, eh? Chicken legs better, eh? Anyway, I'll get chicken legs and some chicken wings, I think, because they're pretty cheap, man. Like $6 a packet, right? So, I'll see if it goes blank, dude. Most of the time it goes blank. Oh, it's tasty, bro. Yummy. Surfing chicks, mate. I think if I keep it close to me, it'll be okay. Go to the specials first, bro. I don't want cakes, man. I'm sick of cakes. Sick of cookies. I don't want cookies. I do these though, mate. Absolute favourite. I'll show you when we get out of the store. They're called Cadbury's Mini Rolls. They're absolutely delicious, mate. Delicious. They come in strawberry, caramel, and normal. What have we got here? Strawberry, have we? I don't mind strawberry. What would you? One of each, mate. There's one of each up there. These are normally $6 a packet, bro. So like $1 or a little half price. You got to grab them, mate. They're the absolute treat of the treat. Chocolate milk's 20% off. $3. And there's no coffee milks on special today. Alright, just get a hot chocolate. Alright, that's the snacks done. Got the snacks organised. We'll try and get some real food, viewer. Look how much chocolate is today. Apparently it's skyrocketed, mate. Oh, it's $4, mate. Half price, $4. Damn, boy. Half price, $4. The big block used to be $3.60, is now down to $3.15. Geez, that's a huge reduction, man. 45 grams less chocolate. 45 grams less chocolate, mate. That is huge. I can't show you, man, because it'll wipe out my screen. I just get plain, mate. Plain chocolate. I'm sick of the flavoured one. Some wings, mate. We'll get some wings. $14, $10. They used to have... They don't have fucking turkey anymore. Yeah, I'm not spending $11 on chicken wings, mate. Or $14 on chicken wings. Where's the cheap fucking thing of chicken wings, bro? No. Alright, so we got some chicken legs anyway. The chicken legs were alright. Okay, we got that anyway. Okay, I've got spices at home. Oh, I've got spices at home. I don't need any of that. I thought about sausages the other day. Sausages with mashed potato and gravy. You know, that sounds alright, eh? Packet of sausages here is 2 for $11. There is 2, 4, 6. There's 6 sausages. So $14 for $7 for 6 sausages. 2, 4, yeah, 6 sausages. That's pretty expensive, bro. For a fucking sausage, right? A 10-pack. 2 for $11. 20 sausages for $11. The chicken sausages are nice. I don't mind the chicken sausages, man. They're nice, those ones. Anyway, man, I've got chicken for now. I've got the legs, man. I've got some dinner for tonight. I've got a potato at home. So we've got mashed potato. And I've got some, I've got everything there. What am I? Okay, we've got fucking... see if there's any coffee on special today, man. See if there's any coffee. Cordial, canned veggies, sauces. No. Must be down there, yeah, down there. See if there's anything here, man. Yeah, have a look. How much in the old coffee section, bro? I've been trying these little brands, man. These little brands up here, but even they've jumped up in price, mate. $20 for Espresso Club. There was ones here that used to be $7.50, mate, for a real brand. It tasted like chocolate, mate. The ending of it tasted like chocolate.
But there's the prices there for you, man. $17, $31, mate. What's this one? Not $20. The Killer Coffee Company. Mate, I'd buy it just for the bag. I'd buy that just for the bag, mate. that looks great just for the bag. But mate, there's nothing there for us today. Look at that, boys. Everything has jumped, mate. Look at this, man. $16 for fucking little bit of coffee like that now. $14 for that coffee. There was a range here that was $7.50, bro. There was a whole range here. It's gone. $50 for grinders, bro. What's that one? 30% off, $22. So there's nothing there for us today, man. I'm gonna have to duck out on some coffee now. Damn it, boys! Look at that. I mean, this is drastic, bro. The coffee selection is just not there no more. There was a whole range of $7.50 ones at the top shelf. Everything is gone, mate. They're all instant things. They're not beans or anything. Oh no, that's shit, dude. That's so bad, mate. Shit. Because this is pretty bad. I mean, and is gone. Like the whole shelf is gone. Yeah, look, man, look. Look. Yeah. See? $3.30 for 100 grams. See what I mean, bro? $6. Did you see that, dude? Total kibosh of the stream, bro. They just took that shit. They took the whole stream down, mate. They absolutely, the whole thing got taken down. The whole thing, the whole stream, it went back to desktop. Like, it just closed up, bro. It completely shut down. That was funny, man. I've never had it happen that badly before. It's fucking funny, man. For me, that's funny anyway. Yeah, I don't want to stay anyway. We'll be here a while. I've fucking got a whole bag full of shit. Card only. Here we go.
Welcome. This is a card only checkout. Remove fruit and veg from any non-Woolworths bag before weighing.
It says item unavailable. That's what it said. Looks like they're taking it off, off sale. Oh shit, dude! What did I leave my wallet at home? You gotta be kidding me! Bloody dumbass, mate! Fuck! Oh god! Yeah, I had to, man. I thought this was my wallet. I must have left it at home. Oh shit! Hey, sorry, miss. I thought this was my wallet. That's not my wallet. So I'm gonna have to go back home and get my wallet and come back. My apologies. Oh man, that's so stupid, bro. I can't believe I left it on the counter. I've walked out thinking that's my wallet. I can't believe that, bro. Like, that is so stupid. Look at this thing, man. Yeah. What do you want me to do? Kick it? I'll fucking kick the cunt, mate. Let me out. Kick the cunt, mate. I can't believe I did that, viewer. That is so stupid. Oh man, I feel ridiculous. I got to go back home now and get my wallet and come back again. Typical, bro. Typical male, bro. Typical male. I thought my wallet was in my bag like it normally my bag. And it's not in my bag.
No big deal, bros. I got a chocolate milk at home. I got orange juice at home. It's no big deal. I'm just going for the walk for the stream, bro. In reality. And I'll head back home now. I'll go walk on the beach, mate, and head on home. That's life, mate. But anyway, everybody has to stay on their path, gentlemen. Stay on your path. You know, do the best you can in your life. Put your money together. You don't need to do any of that shit that they tell you to do. Try and get a good education. Hopefully you got really good friends. You got nice people that you hang around with, good friends. And that's the best thing you can do in your life, is to live that kind of life. You know? Here, I'll show you, man. We take the trail, bro. We take the trail. Yeah, nothing matters in life, mate. So, you know, you get down there and you left to think. So, you know, you just don't let things get down on you. Don't let things bother you or whatever. That's just life, bro. You know, just life. Oh. There we go. On the path one back home again, mate. Anyway, I just wanted to reflect back on what that lady and the whole thing with the feelings part of it. Now we'll move on to on the way home we'll have the big discussion, okay? You know, you've got the whole world going to shit, viewer. They're going to bomb all of the fucking brown people. Every brown person in the world is going to get bombed. They open the door, mate. They open the door. You know, they can't expect them to not retaliate. They plead victim. You know, they plead victim, mate. They're playing it like they attacked them first. You know, they did look what they're doing to the civilized, you know, moral, you know, whole place of the, you know. Meanwhile, mate, they're absolutely committing genocide in what, Lebanon and in Gaza. And they'll sit there and go, no. They're the most moral rah-rah. At the same time, man, I've seen a video on TikTok and it's showing you the Israeli army underneath the hospital in Tel Aviv. Their headquarters is under the hospital. So they themselves use human shields. They themselves are the ones that are building their headquarters in hospitals to, you know, because they know that they're not going to bomb the hospital because of do that. That's exclusive of them. So what will happen? Well, there's a chance of full-on warfare, full-on like World War III shit, Armageddon stuff, you know, blowing up the big boy. You know, one side's got 300 of them. They don't even want any contact with the outside world kind of thing. They won't. You're not allowed in Israel, man. You know, no one knows exactly what they've got or what the enrichments they've got or what bombs they've got or whatever. They're funded by the USA, so they could be unlimited. But only when it's funded by the USA. It has to be funded by the Big Brother. And the Big Brother's running out of money, man. The Big Brother's already trillions in debt, rah-rah. And I don't know if the American people are going to stand, you know, the people themselves now. The whole public has turned. So they can only go to war, man, if the public agree to it. You know, that's the only time they can really, you know, everyone will cheer for it. Everyone's screaming for them to go to war. So they'll go to war, man. It's just a matter of time, a matter of circumstance. You know, the wrong bomb lands in an embassy somewhere and kills the staff or whatever. And then, of course, that'll justify Big Brother stepping in. Until that time, little Bibby, he likes to, like, call the war and then get on his little private jet and fly to Greece because he knows there's going to be retaliation. So he goes and does all that and he says, oh, no, I needed to go and do a prostate exam. You know, he needs to leave Israel to go and do a prostate exam. So it's turmoil, bro. You're looking at absolute decimation, total annihilation, genocide, whatever they can do, mate, they're going to do. And, you know, Iran, mate, they're not going to put up with it. Because if they did, they would end up like Gaza. They know that they would end up like Gaza. Lebanon would end up like the same. Every country that they go to will end up the same as Gaza. They have no compunction in hospitals or anything else. They will annihilate every single building in the entire region. You know, they'll flatten the whole joint, and they'll feel justified. You know, there's tunnels here, or there's this, that, there, and we've found a message, you know, taped to a wall, and, you know, all kinds of shit they come up with. And all of it's bullshit. You know, like a lot of lies, man. It's like every time they open their mouth, you know, you're watching them, listening to them, and you know they're lying to you. Like they're 100% lying through their teeth, man. You know, they don't do this, they don't do that. You know what settled it for me, viewer? Is them, those 14 ambulance workers. You know, like the 14 ambulance worker and the truck and the fire truck, and they wiped them out. They tied their hands, their feet, and twice in the head, tapped them twice in the head, and then to cover up their crime, they buried them, and they buried the vehicles, and they buried the bodies, still tied up, still, you know, it's full evidence, bro. They don't care. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can do nothing, and that's what they know. That's what they're used to. So now they're getting a little dose of what their reality is, you know, of what they've handed out to everybody else, and they do it happily to everybody else. Okay, in the name of greater rah. But once it's turned on them, once it's done on them, man, let's see how they go now. Because without the big brother coming in to step it in, yeah, it's pretty much over for them, man. I know from my watching the videos, you know, I go on YouTube, mate, I'm professional. I go on the TikTok, I watch a couple of TikToks, mate, I'm a professional at this fucking shit. Just through a couple of TikToks, mate, okay? Oh, fuck, mate, I'm fucking diploma TikTok, okay? But from what I can fathom, mate, they actually make the shit, dude, they make it. And they can get materials from the other countries that are their allies that they're missing, and they can continually make missiles. Continually, and they can send 100 a day, 7 days a week for years. Okay, so yeah, I don't think they're going to last very long, mate, without the big brother. They really do need big brother to step in. And you know, it puzzled me there for a little while until I looked up the Edelsons. All right, the Edelsons. Okay, I think her name is Miriam or something like that, the lady Edelson, the wife. And she has made a pledge to Trump, $100 million contribution to his campaign if he allows, you know, Ishmael, the fucking Nazis, to do what they want to do and take over that country and, you know, don't step in, you know, and help Israel as much as he can. So $100 million. $100 million. $100 million, mate. That's all it is. It's $100 million, viewer. Can you believe that shit? You know, you sign over this country, you do everything that we need you to do, and here's $100 million into your contribution account. And is that enough? Is that enough? 100 million? Would you sign it all over for 100 million, viewer? Would you allow it to happen for 100 million? $100 million, wow. You know, that's a lot of money, right? $100 million into his election campaign contribution. So will he let it happen? Will he go in there? Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course he will. These presidents, they come and they go, mate. They're just there for a job. They're just there to, you know, get the fucking thing over the ball line, mate. They don't care about anything else. When they leave office, they leave millionaires, trillionaires, whatever the hell it is, okay? And that's all they care about. They care about that nice big fat pension at the end of their term, you know, and the notoriety and the, you know, I'm the ex-president, rah. And they're a bunch of tossers, mate. Obama, Bush, fucking Biden. I mean, goddamn, mate. That's their presidents, right? But over here, mate, same as here. In Australia, mate, they're such fucking colonist fucking penal colony that they make a statue out of Dan Andrews, you know, our premier. Dan Andrews, a statue. Who in the fuck wants to look at that geek, mate? Who in the hell is going to walk past a statue of that guy and go, oh, you're just such a great fucking guy? You know, like they used to make statues out of Caesar's fucking Rome, mate. You know, gladiators and fucking soldiers and, you know, generals and shit like that. that. You know, we make statues out of fucking people that lock people down and follow the orders of the elite. That's who we make statues of. You know, who can pass the most laws against the average person? Who can fuck someone's life right up? You know? I can't believe I forgot my wallet. I can't believe that. You know? It goes to show you, man, I'm getting old, right? Far out. I can't believe that I had the chance to get me chicken legs. I had the chance to get that shit. And I'm going home empty-handed. God dang it. Now I'm going to go home, have a rest, have a shower. I'm going to have to do another live stream to come back down to the bloody supermarket. Well, I should have already got done. Oh, you guys want to see the beach? I don't know. Did you want to see the beach today? I don't know. Let me have a look here. Throw a heart in the thing there if you want me to take you to the beach. Yeah, how you doing, Dawson? I hope you're happy, healthy and well, viewers. I hope you're happy, healthy and well. Oh, I need something, man. All right, we'll just head on home, man. I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. All this walking about me. It's nice down at the beach though, man. You hear the waves. I don't mind this place. Just spewing, I forgot my wallet, that's all. I like to get home and I've got me bit of food there, I've got me bit of dinner, you know, and that's it then. I don't move out of the joint, right? I'm a real homebody, mate. You know, I'm not out yelling and screaming at anybody or whatever. I don't cause any problems or headaches for anybody. Give us a follow, viewer, if you wouldn't mind. Give us a follow. I know that most of you don't. I know that most of you don't support my channel or whatever. But hey, you know, chuck us a follow if you don't mind. That'd be great. The rest of my day, viewer, you know, this Iran thing and the whole war thing and all that rest of it, mate, I live in Australia. You know, we don't give a fuck. That's just the truth. We don't give a fuck, okay? We live in Australia. We're surrounded by ocean. You know, all of your bullshit wars and killing brown people and all that's got nothing to do with us. We live over here. As far as I know, my country's got nothing to do with anything. You know, nothing to do with anything, as far as I know. We don't supply any materials. We don't do anything. We're completely out. Okay, completely bowed out. Our Mrs. Wong, she comes out and protects Israel. You know, like Israel bombed Iran, right? And then straight away she makes an announcement for Iran to look for a peaceful resolution. Like fucking, you know, like that shit's a joke, mate. You know, like they just bombed the fucking joint, and she comes out and says, you know, Iran needs to look for a peaceful resolution. Like, so they stick up for Israel here. You know, the Prime Minister, the old Bibi, he could come to Australia, mate. He could come here and they would welcome him. You know, he would get the full honours, mate, in Australia. And he's a war criminal. You know, he's got crimes. You know, ICC, rah rah rah. If you're in America, you need to be real careful right now. You need to be really, really careful. If you're intent on being a tourist going to America, you might want to think again. Like you really do, because a lot of they know exactly what you're looking at on your computer. They know exactly what you're watching. They know your comments. They know what your likes are. You won't even get through the airport. Like, I'm serious, they won't. Some flights, they do a total check on the flight, and other flights, they let them pass. But if you're on one of the flights where they do a check, they look at everybody's social media, they look at everybody's name, look you all up. I'm telling you, they will go through you like a fine-tooth comb, okay? And there's a lot of tourists now that don't even get through the airport just because they've posted something on their internet or they've liked a comment, and you know, it's gone through and the customs person sees the comment, or you've got a video about, you know, Gaza or whatever. You're out of there, bro. They're just going to deport you. They're going to hold you for 12 hours and then they're going to deport you. And they're going to question you for fucking 12 hours about everything. If you're a citizen, you're born there. If your mum and dad are born there and you're born there, you are free to say whatever the fuck you want. They can't touch you. They can't deport you back to your own country. But if you're from another country and you open your mouth up at all or protest in any way on a green card, you've got a high chance that they're going to come knocking on your door. You really, really do. You got a high chance of it. In the US now, they've passed laws, anti-Semitic, whatever it is law, anti-Semitic law or whatever. So if you say anything against Ishmael, then it's regarded as anti-Semitic, okay? Anything at all. You know, you're not agreeing to them, it's anti-Semitic. You have an opinion that's different from there, that's anti-Semitic. All of it's anti-Semitic unless you're agreeing with them. And they're going to deport you. They're going to deport you, okay? Like, I'm serious. They're going to go full-out protection mode. Full-out protection mode. And I don't know what's going on in America. Like, it's not the America that I grew up. It's not the free, land of the free and the brave and the bold, you know. It's land of the oppressed and the deported, because you're going to get deported. There's a couple of videos on here, you know, the guy's complaining. He didn't even make it through the airport. They just held him for 12 hours and then they put him on a plane and sent him back. So if you're going over there because there's a big soccer game or something going on and they reckon that they're going to really be, you know, hammering down on those tourists if you're going over to America. So be very careful in your opinion. Just because you're in the country doesn't mean those rules apply to you. The Constitution doesn't apply to you. You're a residential alien, and you know you've got a. It doesn't apply to you. Those laws do not apply to you. They only apply to people that are actually born there, and their parents are born there, and they're real American. Okay, those rights belong to them. They don't belong to you. You're a fucking tourist. You got a green card tourist. Okay, you're lucky to be in the country. So if I was you, I would just keep my head down and keep working and keep to yourself. And I would not be going into any protests, or I would not be highlighting myself or making signs, or, you know, like I really, really wouldn't. But just for association with those people, they'll come and deport you. Just for association. And and I don't know what's going on in America. You got people going along unmarked, and they're just grabbing people off the fucking street, bro. Like, this is Russia now. This is China now. This is Australia rules now. That's what they do in Australia. And they can just grab you and straight off the street and put you straight into the detention centre and deport you. So I'd be very careful if I was a tourist or anything in America. Like, seriously, keep the fuck away from whatever they're doing. It's got nothing to do with you at all. If you're going to America, don't take your phone, your telephone with you. You don't own a phone. Just say, well, I had a phone in Australia, but it doesn't work in America. So, and I have no reason to call anybody from America. Well, how are you going to do this? Well, my sister's got a computer. You know, like, we just talk to people on the computer. But I don't have anybody to call. So if you're going to walk through the airport with a phone, mate, they're going to get your passwords off you. They're going to download everything, all your information, and you have no choice. You have to give up your password. This is not the America that you know. Those rules do not apply to you. You're a freaking foreigner. You're an alien, okay? So you do what you're told, or they'll just put you on a plane. And even if you do what you're told, they're still going to put you on a plane, because you're going to say something or have written something that they don't like. They really are. You can't. There's no way you could keep them completely happy. You can look forward to the next, 10 years of wars, just like we've had 10 years of wars now. Nothing will change at all in any way. They will reshape the Middle East. They'll redo the countries. They'll break up. If they get rid of Iran, they'll just break up the country, and they'll turn it into a whole bunch of different countries. Call them different regions or whatever you want to call them. So they'll just do that. Israel, well, mate, Big Brother will step in. Big Brother will step in. That's what'll happen in Ishmael, mate. And that's what Ishmael wants. Ishmael wants to put it all on the news, mate, and they're suffering, and look what's happening to us, and Mr. Big Brother comes in. The same rules don't apply for Gaza. There's no media allowed in Gaza. You're not allowed to film anything in Gaza. But if someone bombs Israel, oh my God, full media coverage. Look what we are suffering. Look what they're doing to us. Meanwhile, they have flattened and destroyed an entire fucking other part of the country. Completely flattened it. Okay? And hundreds of thousands of people are gone. Women and children, innocent, paramedics, doctors, they do not care. They only care about that, oh, look, they bombed our airport. We need your help. We need everybody's help, all the countries to come and help us. None of the countries are going to come forward. They're on their own. Now, Ishmael has blown everybody out of the carpet, mate, except for USA, the big brother. Everybody else is gone. There's nobody supporting that regime. They keep calling, Ishmael, it calls everybody a regime. They're a state, they're a country, they're this, that, another, but they call everybody around them a regime. Iraq a regime, Iran regime, Lebanon regime. They're not a country. They call them a regime so that they can automatically do military exercises on them. To the public, they don't have any compunction in going to war with these people. And I find it amazing that all these rich politicians and the Adelsons of the world that are funding it, they get to sit at home in New York in their comfortable apartment buildings. Their children don't go to war. Bibi's son, mate, lives in Florida and he lives like a millionaire. He lives like a millionaire. He never goes to, you know what I mean? He's completely safe, completely 24-hour guarded, right? So their own children don't go to war, but they'll gladly send us to war. They'll gladly send the American people to war, mate. When are the American people going to stand up and go, I'm not going to die anymore for Ishmael. My son and daughter is not going to go and do another war in the name of Ishmael. Okay, Ishmael stood up and said, weapons of mass destruction. If you do this and you go and kill Saddam, it's going to change it. Mate, it's all bullshit. And the world sees it now. The world sees Ishmael for what they are, and they are the Nazis of the world. The Zionists are the Nazis, mate. They are the Nazis. They're the true Nazis of the world. They'll deny, lie, and the whole time they're flattening and destroying and killing everybody. Okay? So over here, they're protected. They're protected over here, mate. In Australia, the politicians and everything like that. Where does this lead? Well, it leads to World War III, mate. That's what it leads to. The Armageddon that they all want. The Armageddon that they've all been planning on for the last 30 fucking years, these Satanists, mate. Because they're all Satanists, mate. Don't look at that woman that comes from Germany and she runs that WMF. Have a look at the head on it, mate. Have a look at the head on that woman and tell me that she is not a Satanist, mate. A high priestess, bro. That woman is high priestess, mate. She is full on Satanist, man. It's happening as they've wanted, mate. It really has. And remember, these governments are happy to sit back and there's hundreds of thousands of people die and nobody says they don't do anything. They don't do anything, mate. They just sit back and want to do negotiations. Meanwhile, another 100 die trying to get aid. Who shoots people? Who tells people to go to a spot for aid and food, and when they all go there, they get shot? You start opening fire on them because they came too close to you. So you decided to open fire, and you kill 60 people. 60 people wanting to get food. A bag of flour, mate. A can of tomato sauce. The guy's got to risk his life because of fucking Ishmael, mate. More than happy with his little trigger finger. Just waiting to go. So no, man. Do they flatten the joint? Will they flatten the whole fucking joint? I don't think so, man. Big Brother will step in before there's too much damage or anyone really, any catastrophe befalls them. I mean, as soon as the US government sees a couple of Jews crying, mate, on the floor in the airport, oh, fuck, mate, the whole battalion will be out there. The whole fucking Skynet will get hooked up for them, mate. God forbid, right? And the one thing, ladies and gentlemen, no one feels sorry for him. No one feels sorry for him, bro. It's not like we watch the Gaza videos, and we feel sorry for these people being fucking genocided. We watch those videos and it's just like, get the popcorn out. It really is. It's get the popcorn out. You fucks have been fucking doing this shit for fucking years. You absolute years, and you love the screams of somebody else. You love watching the bombings of somebody else. You love ruining and wrecking their home and moving somebody else. You love all that. Absolutely love it. So no, mate. Who knows what'll happen in the next couple of weeks? I suggest you just walk away, bro. In Australia here, or if you're watching me, just walk away. Don't have nothing to do with it, bro. Don't watch any videos. Don't listen to anything. Don't just go and watch a comedy. I go and watch Batman or fucking some movie that I want to watch, and I'll come back to that in a couple of days' time. Because these fucking guys in suits, mate, I don't like any of them. I don't like any of them, mate. I don't like any of them. You know, I really don't. Our Prime Minister got a pay rise this week, mate, or is it next week, something like that. He gets a pay rise, mate. 2.4%, mate, pay rise. 2.4%. The workers, the ones that actually pay the taxes, yeah, they don't get shit. They don't get a fucking pay rise, mate. But this fucking dogs, mate, these ministers are getting 2.4. So this guy's getting an extra $16,000 a year, mate. An extra 16 grand. He's already on 622,000. That's what he's on per year. And then he gets an extra 15,000. So now he's on $640,000 a year, plus all expenses paid. That's what these people earn. You know, these people are the ones that we're relying on to not go to war, to make the right decisions, to keep everybody safe. We're doomed, bro. We're doomed, mate. So the whole world's going to go to shit. Third world thing. If Big Brother has their they'll just nuke the whole joint. I swear to God, bro, they'll nuke it. You know the sad part about it is, mate, is that Israel is so fucking weak, mate. They're so much of a bitch of a fucking place that if they're losing, they have this new directive. They have a directive, sorry. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an actual law directive. Whereas if they're going down and they're going to lose a war, they're just going to fucking set everything off. You know, it's like Armageddon thing, whatever it's called, man. And they're going to set the whole, whatever they've got, all their missiles are going to go out. And Netanyahu has stated that if we go down, everybody goes down. So he's willing to destroy the entire fucking Middle East, mate, if they don't get what they want. You know, he's willing to destroy it all. That is really, that is peak lunacy, brother. Absolute peak fucking lunacy. So no, you can look forward to one day waking up, mate, and the mushroom cloud's gone off. The whole thing's gone pear-shaped. America's in there bombing and doing whatever they do, you know, because they're Americans. They love that shit. That's what they live for, mate. You know, they've got for what, $1.4 trillion of fucking armaments this year. You know, I think that's the budget, isn't it? $1.4 trillion of armaments for just this year alone. So that's a lot of war. It's a lot of war, a lot of bombs, a lot of shit that's going to get blown up and killed, mate. And that's all they live for, man. They live for the next war. That's it. So you need to just just walk away. You know, I remember my sister always telling me, you know, like, you can talk about whatever, but don't get involved in something that you cannot change. You are absolutely powerless to do anything about it. So why would you let it control your life? Why would you let it take over your life? Why would you give a lot of time of it out of your life when you have no chance of, you know, whatever you think or feel means nothing. Absolutely nothing to these people. You're not even in their world, mate. You are nothing but a pleb peon that they rely every 3 years for a vote, and that's it. That's it. Okay, go away and pay your taxes. They don't even pay fucking taxes, these cunts, mate. They don't pay electricity, gas, water. They don't pay petrol. They don't pay for nothing. Their food is paid for them every day. Their food. They get an allowance every single day for their where they sleep. Okay, if you sleep here, if you've got a second house and you go and sleep at the second house, then you get $170 overnight allowance. Okay, or is it $220? I think it's $220 overnight allowance and $170 food allowance every day. That's what a politician gets. He gets $170 per day for food, because he might want to go down to the restaurant, mate. Okay, he's a little bit hungry, mate, so he's got to go to the restaurant. Okay, Yeah, look at that, bro. Left it in the fucking drawer, mate. I feel like such a schmuck, bro. I come home with nothing, mate. Yeah, I put it in the jacket now. How you doing, Paddy, man? I hope you're good, bro. No, fucking Mrs. Happy. Did you watch yesterday? Come on, man. Did I deserve that? That is how men get treated, okay? Because I look rough as guts, right? You know, I can't afford a haircut. I save all my money for the court, all my money for psychological reports for my daughter now. I've got to pay for the fucking that. So I'm completely skipped, man. Fuck. Completely. I can't, you know, so I don't even get it. So, but do we deserve that? I mean, seriously? You know, and I just looked at the phone the whole time, right? You seen how I was. I'm not nasty, man. I'm not a nasty person, but because you look this way, and look at how I'm dressed. Like I'm rough as guts, mate. I'm rough as guts, man. You know, they look at me, oh, yuck, get out, you know. Don't talk to me, don't look at me. Everything is abuse. Whatever you say to me is abuse. Don't... I've got to file a report. There's got to be someone for me to complain to. Fucking, yeah, dude, yeah, I cop that all day. It's a fucking joke, man, every shop I go into because of how you dress or how you look. But you go in there fully dressed, man, nice jeans and shirt on and a jacket on, and your hair's all done, and you get a totally different attitude. Totally fucking different, mate. That's it. No taste, mate. No taste for fucking the finer things in life, mate. A little bit of the Lord Dobby, mate. The finer equities of life, mate. The antiquities of living, mate, is a bit of the Lord Dobby, mate. No, I can't be bothered, viewer. I honestly can't. The amount of energy that's wasted is just not worth it. It's not worth it, viewer. Gentlemen, it's not worth it. Can you try and imagine that you've got to placate this person? You've got to try and keep her happy, you know, because you actually want to bang her. Like you actually want to bang it, right? You're attracted to it, right? Can you imagine putting up with that all the time? And as soon as you say anything wrong, that's what you're going to have. And that is what a woman is. That is the essence of the woman right there. You know, they can present to you really, really nice, rah, rah, rah. You say one thing that they find whatever, and you're looking at, 2 weeks of silent treatment and that stone cold look on their face, mate. That negative, ugly, stone look. They've got no feelings at all, nothing at all. You are a C-U-N-T. That's it. You're a fucking D-O-G, mate. And you seen how I was, man? Hi, miss, can I have 2 $10 notes, please? Put them on the counter. Just that nasty look in her face, that nasty attitude. So now it cost her money, mate. The thing is, I teach you boys, right? Yeah, they can fucking say and do what they like, mate. It's now going to cost them money. You no longer go in there and buy a packet of cigarettes. You no longer even go in there and use the machine. Okay? They can dislike you all you want, mate. You're a customer. So now you take your custom somewhere else. Remember, boys, we've never bought a packet of cigarettes off her in nearly a month. Nothing. I've used the machine once because I seen her in there and I know she hates me. So I'll just go in there and get $20 out of the machine, right? And I knew that I was going to cop an attitude, bro. I fucking knew it, bro. As soon as she seen me, the whole face and, it just goes nasty, mate. I didn't do anything. I was trying to chat her up. But because I'm old and ugly, that's how I'm talked to. That's how I'm referred to, mate. Anyway, I've got to have this. Look at this beautiful piece of godly fucking delight. Okay? Look at this, mate. Oh, mate, that's delicious. That is just absolutely delicious. It's rock hard. It's rock hard, bro. These are currently $14.90 a kilo in the supermarket. $14.90 a kilo. Like, it's just a joke. The old man bring me a couple. The old man gave me a phone call. He said to me, I won Tats Lotto. I had a win on the Tats.
He said, so I shouted some tomatoes and I've got a piece of meat for you. So I ended up having a piece of meat, mate. That's how I broke my freaking teeth, mate. I had a piece of steak. He bought me a piece of steak. And, yeah, I mean, there you go. All right. $700, mate, to go to a dentist. Yeah, just pull them out, mate. Get a bit of towel and wrap it around there and just yank it straight out of your mouth. It'll only hurt for a couple of minutes, and then that's it. Total relief. Yeah, man, you got to get your teeth out, bro. You know, over in Australia, $700. $700 for these 2 teeth, man. $350 each in Australia. So I'm not spending no $350 for fucking to remove a tooth, mate. You know, I've got to pay for the fucking the psychologist lady. So I'll make a sandwich, mate. Make a sandwich, bro. I'm home now. It starts to bugger me, mate. I get really tired. Walking around, talking. It takes it out of me. I'm going to have a rest soon. I'm going to make a sandwich and have a rest. It works. We're going to have a ham, cheese, and tomato sandwich. A roll. So anyway, boys, stay on your guard, mate. Stay on your guard. Stay on your path. There's no reason for you to fucking watch me make lunch. Go and enjoy your day. Go and do something positive in your life. And don't worry about people's feelings everywhere, okay? That's what the stream was about, feelings, mate. You know, you deal in logic and reason and actual things, and other people around you are dealing in feelings. I feel this, I feel that. So once you have that, if that's happening in your life, switch over to feelings. Switch over to feelings. Switch over to I feel this and I feel that, because that's the only language they understand, okay? You coming at them with logic and rah-rah does not work. If you've got a person coming at you with feelings, I feel this way and I feel you're going to do that and I feel this, and mate, hit them with I feel you're abusive and I feel that you're manipulating and I feel this, and you throw the feeling back at them. Throw it back at them. It's the only combat that you have. And then you'll get to a point where you cannot be bothered to combat them. They're not worth your time. They're not worth it. Even walking out of the shop, the lady's got to have that last word. And I just said to her, you know, I don't listen to you. I don't listen to anything you say, love. I just walk out. Okay? They have no power in your life. If I was to stop and turn around and say to her, you know, that means I've given her power. I'm answering to her. Okay, you don't answer to these women, mate. You'll be answering for forever. It's a never-ending thing, and you're never going to make them happy. Never. They're offended at whatever, and there's nothing you can do about it. They're just offended. I mean, I put this woman same down as the woman that gets offended when you say "Good morning, miss." Okay, when she jumps up and says, "Don't you call me miss? My name is Rah Rah. How dare you call me miss? I'm not." Like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know. Like, you don't say anything, but it's like, in your brain, in your mind. So it's the same thing. Same thing with dealing with those feelings. Anyway, take care today. Have a good day. Stay positive. I hope you've enjoyed a couple of hours with me. You know, I need you guys as much as you need me. So hit the like button if you wouldn't mind. I hope it's not a waste of your time and you haven't, you're not upset with me or whatever. I'll go and have a rest, mate, and I'll head back down to the supermarket again, and I'll make sure that I got the wallet in the bag, mate, because we still don't have any chicken, we still don't have anything for dinner. We got jack shit, mate. We've got a bottle of juice. We've got a bottle of juice and some couple of rolls, mate, until this afternoon. Okay. If you be kind to me, you want to throw me a chocky milk or help me along my path with the family law court thing. Nothing goes to waste. Nothing's gambled or drugs or alcohol or whatever. Lord Dobby King at gmail.com is PayPal. You'll remain anonymous. I know you guys like your privacy, so I don't come on and
say anything or whatever, but if you do, I send you a message saying thank you, or I think to myself, hang on a minute, he said anonymous, so I don't send you a message at all, but it's always thankful. It's always thanked, okay? Anyway, take care, viewer. Give us a like on the thing. Other than that, just remember where you are and what you're doing and staying on your path. Stay on your path. Okay? Save your paper. Get it into a place. Get it into some real estate. Get your place. You don't need to move them in. You don't need to marry them. You don't need to listen to their promises. You don't need to listen to any of it. Okay? You can do what you need to do Monday to Friday. You can have the chickie babe coming over until Sunday night, and you can send her home fucking Sunday or Monday because she's got to go to work just like you do. Okay? That is the best thing you could do. All right? Anyway, don't deal in feelings. God bless you. Give us a fucking thumbs up, okay? Anyway, see you, boys.